Oh, mother! What?
Now it is.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Play by Play Tech, episode 17. Thanks a lot, Moan, for messing this up once
Oh
again.
my god, this is ridiculous. Because so my kid had my computer, and I get on here to get ready to get set up, and everything is deleted. So we had to come up with an alternative, and oh my god, it was just ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out if we're live. Yeah, we are live. I see. Yep. Yes, we are. We are
I
live.
guess I'll be just sharing yours, Max.
Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting. All right, so this is good. So we don't have no intro or anything. We kind of just do the
What's the Mario song?
boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so this is gonna be new for us. So we're gonna be using StreamYard for the first time. So this is kind of like we're beta testing this. So
Yeah,
we
we
want
don't
to see
even
how
know
this
how this
goes.
works.
Yeah. So what's going on, Mo? How you doing
Nothing
today?
I am just at awe with how this worked out. But at least we had a real quick solution where we can hop on real quick and get her going, right?
Yeah, you started texting me and said, "Yeah, we're having some issues." And I was like, "Oh, it doesn't really bother me that much. I'm kind of used to it nowadays." So, so
Yeah, so my kid, he snatched out my mic. My mic it fell on the floor, snatched the cord out, and then had my speakers on. I'm used to everything in my headset. So, that was another thing. And then uh everything was deleted off our software. So I don't know. And we only had like 5 minutes before we go on, and this is what we came up with.
yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? It is what it is and stuff like that. So, yeah, let's go ahead and dive right into it. So let's talk about first. So what games are you playing, Mo? Let's go ahead and do a little bit of a recap just so we can ease right into everything else that's going on with the world and stuff. So what are you playing? What's the latest game you're
So
playing?
so I'm still trying to figure out this whole. For some odd reason, Call of Duty is not optimized for OBS Studio, and I am having such a hard time trying to get it to play smoothly. I got a nice, powerful PC. It's a single PC setup, so I would assume if I had a dual PC setup, it would run smoother. But it's the only game. It's the only game that does it. I can run all my other games at high settings, ultra settings, and play on the stream, and it'd be fine. But it's the only game that's just not compatible. I mean, I did stream. What's today? Tuesday. So I did stream Sunday, but I didn't play it. I played what do you call it? Call of Duty Mobile, and I played Free Fire. It's another mobile game because apparently Facebook seems to be real popular on um, as far as the mobile side of games more than AAA titles. I mean, they are on there, but like if you go on Facebook Gaming right now, you will see 100 something thousand people on Free Fire and PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Mobile is also 100 some thousand consistently all day long. So then I got off of that and I played a little bit of Destiny yesterday. So I got on this Destiny bandwagon. So far, you kept telling me, once you start playing, you're gonna get wrapped up in it again, and I am. But it's gonna take me so long because I'm basically starting from the beginning, and I don't remember everything in Destiny. So it's taking me a long time to complete one mission. So
Yeah,
I haven't played Destiny 2 since when did it come out? Like 3 years ago. So I haven't played Destiny 2.
did it really come out 3 years ago?
Let's just say two.
Yeah,
So 2 years ago. And I played it for about a month, and then I didn't play it anymore. So you can imagine where I'm starting off at. And I picked it
yeah,
back up because I saw what got me going with it during the Xbox Game Show. I saw that 4K 60 or 4K 120, whatever they were showing on the YouTube video, and I was like, all right, let me go check it out. And when I got back in there, it just gave me a whole totally different experience compared to when we were playing on the console. And I love playing that game now. I quit Destiny because it's so time consuming, especially with the raids. But now when you play it at, well, on my monitor, 1440p, 144 hertz, it's a night and day, visual fidelity. What else? Immersion. It just feels complete. It feels like a totally different game, and I love playing it now.
Yeah, I told you, man. Destiny is everybody falling off the Destiny bandwagon. Well, you know what? I take that back. I have been playing Destiny in quite some time too. I think I played it I've started playing it again when I found out that Bungie, you're able to link your accounts from you could transfer your character from PlayStation to Xbox and PC and stuff. And so I
Yeah,
switched my PlayStation character to Xbox. So I started playing that again. And then I just stopped playing it because nobody was playing it and stuff. I was playing a whole bunch of missions and I was just like, all right, nobody don't want to play anymore. So I might as well pick something else up. But I know I'm gonna play it once the new the season downloadable content comes out for that's coming out next month. So I'm looking forward to that, and I know they're going to do some upgrades too because I think they're going to do the optimization for Series X and PlayStation 5, where it's going to be 4K 60. So I'm looking
yeah,
forward to that. So I'm going to play that. I am. Yeah, I'm excited about that. So I'm glad that you liking Destiny and stuff.
yeah. But I just don't remember everything. So the game is much more harder, but it's not hard where it's like completely frustrating. So it's pretty cool. I enjoy it. Well, I should say I've been enjoying it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, because yeah, this came out today. Yeah, Bungie just came out with a trailer showing like how much content is going to come out with the latest expansion that's coming out in November.
Yeah,
And I watched that, and I don't know. I was like, I'm like always been a Destiny fan, I'm very stoked about it and stuff. So what? Well, hopefully Bungie doesn't disappoint. They said they're gonna have a lot of story missions and stuff on this one. So I'm really looking forward to this expansion and stuff.
yeah.
So with me, I'm not playing no games because I don't have a console. I don't have a PlayStation 4 or Xbox.
You might as well say that
So
about me because I don't play my Xbox anymore because I play it on my phone and I just been playing the PC and I got rid of my PlayStation. By the way, check our videos out when you guys get a chance and subscribe on our YouTube pages. So I'm going to try to figure this out as we use this new software as we go. So if I'm late putting stuff out there, forgive me. So I am actually doing this right now as we're talking.
yeah, I'm like it's funny that I asked Mo and I was like, yeah, so what are you playing? Then now he's asking me what am I playing, and I have I don't have a console, so I'm pretty much just watching Netflix and watching the news.
You know what though? I just got finished watching that Netflix original Evil. It was actually pretty good with the guy that played
Oh
Luke Cage.
yeah, this is.
Yeah,
I know we're supposed to be talking about tech and gaming and stuff like that. I was trying to get my wife to watch that show Evil. She was like, "No,
yeah,
I don't want to get into that whole stuff." And I was like, "No, it's a really good show." I just finished watching the season. I think it was Saturday when
okay.
I went through it. Man, that show is really good. I'm looking forward to season 2 and stuff. And man, I've been catching up on a lot of Netflix shows since I'm not really playing the games lately. So yeah, so that's all I've been doing has been watching Netflix and Hulu and YouTube pretty much until the new consoles come out. But
Yeah.
yeah.
You have nothing. I mean, how does it feel?
Yeah, it's like
Your whole life has been taken away. It's like
no, it's
you're.
not that. No, it's not that. It's no. I'm finding other things to do, but I'm beating my head against a wall right now. But no, I'm just kidding. No, I've just been doing a lot of reading up on the latest consoles and stuff like that. One thing I think I just sent you an article about the games that are going to be optimized for Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. I think a lot which I found kind of interesting. And I think I sent you the Ubisoft details for next generation enhancements. So for Watchdog Legions, Assassin's Creed, and what is the other game that I could think of? But for Watchdog Legion, they are doing ray tracing for the Series X and Series S and PlayStation 5 enhancements. I'm reading this off my phone. That's why you see my eyes going up and down and stuff like that. And then my son just walked in.
Oh my god, he just started talking like, "Hey, Dad."
Yeah, today is pretty funny. But yeah, so Watchdog Legion, so they're gonna have ray tracing on the Xbox Series X and S, and they're gonna have that smart delivery option. So if you already buy the game on Xbox One, you'll automatically get the free upgrade for the Series X or S. PlayStation 5, you get a ray tracing as well, and you get the upgrade as well from the PlayStation 4 to the PlayStation 5 for free, which is pretty good. But but what they have is different between the Series X and the PlayStation 5 is that I'm noticing on the PlayStation 5 enhancement you get adaptive triggers enabled, hand tune response. I don't know what that means and stuff. So maybe you could use that little touchpad on the controller and stuff, and see how that works and stuff. But that's interesting that they have this, and I'm looking at the Xbox doesn't have that at all. So, but I don't know. I'm looking at this right now. It's like everything is the same except for the adaptive triggers to enable. The Assassin's Creed, which is a good thing. So Assassin's Creed for the Series X and S enhancement, you get 4K 60 on the X. I'm making sure I'm saying that because the S won't be able to do the 4K 60. Also, you get the smart delivery free upgrade from Xbox One version. For the PlayStation 5, you get 4K 60, which is pretty good too. 4K 60 on the PS5. So people are talking about downplaying like the graphics on the PS5. Guess what? Assassin's Creed is doing 4K 60. So so that's a good thing.
Watch that video. You told me to watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it looks good.
You know what? I'll try to watch it today.
Yeah, after finding out that well, this is kind of like where the segue I was going to get into. So after finding out that All Destruction All-Star on PS5 is being booted to next year, and I think it's going to be a free game now. That's why I went ahead and just pre-ordered Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Now, did you pre-order digital or did you get a disc version?
No, I got the digital. I went on Xbox.com and pre-ordered I did the Ultimate Edition and stuff. So I don't know. It's just like after really looking at the gameplay and looking at what Ubisoft is doing with Assassin's Creed, and I really did like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I haven't finished the game because it's so long. I don't know. I think I'm really going to give this game a chance. I mean, if it sucks, then I mean, just one of those things that is just it's an expensive game that sucks on. So, like I said, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it out and see what happens and stuff. So, but I'm excited for it because at first, when I first saw it, especially when they made the announcement, say, "Oh, it's going to be a 4K 30." The graphics look terrible on that game, so I was just like, I don't want to get it. But now they just came out with a new trailer a couple weeks ago, and they optimized it and did a whole bunch of upgrades to it. I'm like, now I'm really excited for it. So, which is good. What else they doing is, of course, faster load times, 3D audio engine enhancement on the PlayStation 5. I really don't know what that is. So I'm thinking that it's going to be for the headphones. So if anybody have any headphones, Play Games headphones, so you get the 3D audio engine enhancement. So that may give you that 3D, that home theater experience.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this in quotes because from my perspective, I don't know how much of a difference is going to be compared to like playing games in Atmos and stuff. I mean, playing games in Atmos because I use my Astro A50s, and I absolutely love the audio. So I don't know what's going to be the difference between what Sony is doing and compared to what has already been done by third party headsets. So we'll see. Immortal Phoenix Rising. I saw a trailer for it. Like I said, I'm not that interested in it. I know some people may be interested in this game, but they get into 4K 60, HDR on compatible screens. I don't know what that means. But you are getting Dolby Atmos and spatial audio technology adds to immersion. You get the smart delivery as well. So if you buy the game or pre-order it on Xbox One, you automatically get it the upgrade on Series X. PlayStation 5 got the 3D audio engine enhancement immersion, haptic feedback via the DualSense. So that's going to be new. So whoever get it on the PlayStation 5, they got the controller enhancements. They don't have it on the Xbox, but you'll have it on PlayStation 5. 4K 60, and then they got the HDR compatible screens, and it'll also you get the upgrade as well. PS4 to PS5, and then Far Cry 6. So this one I'm really interested in, because it has my guy Gus. If anybody is a Breaking Bad fan,
Yes.
So he is my dude. So he's going to be the main villain in the game. So I'm like really stoked about this. But Far Cry is not going to come out to February 18th, 2021. But they also going to have 4K 60 on the Xbox Series X Smart Delivery, where you get the free upgrade on from Xbox One to Series X. Same thing for PS5. You get 4K 60 on the PS5, and then you get the upgraded copy as well too. Yeah, and then they got some other games too. I'm really not too familiar with Riders Republic. You know anything about the game?
That's that battle royale mountain bike game basically. Do you remember seeing that?
Oh yeah. So they say here, so you get into 4K 60, and then you also on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, and then you get that smart delivery, and you get the upgrade from PS4 to PS5. So that's that, and then so that's one game, Riders Republic, Just Dance. Who's ever really interested in that, Just Dance, you get the smart delivery, you get the upgrade, but then they go into detail what's the enhancements are. But Rainbow Six Siege, I'm interested in because I'm thinking about buying this game. I think I had this. Yeah, I had it on the PlayStation 4, but I don't know if I did the digital copy or I got the disc version. But on the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 4, they're saying that you could do 4K at 120 frames per second. So that's pretty huge.
That's good. Yeah, that's really good.
And so
anytime you can meet those numbers, man, it just you guys will see a complete difference in just everything when you play that game.
What was funny is that when I saw this this post on IGN, this is where I'm reading this from. I'm reading this from IGN on my phone right now. Digital Foundry came out with a video, and I keep on giving them a shout out because they do a magnificent job with their videos, because they go into details about the frame rates and talk about the resolution, the pixel count, and so forth. But when it was talking about Rainbow Six Siege, because it was doing a review on the backwards compatibility on the Xbox Series X, they bought out Rainbow Six Siege, and what they have done, they don't have a tool yet to really count their frames, but Rainbow Six game do have a frames per. They have a counter in the game that you could actually see what your frames are going up or down. And in the video demo that Digital Foundry was showing, some of the frames even went over 120 and stuff. Wow. It went up to, I think some of it went to like 130 on certain cases and stuff. But it was very consistent to the 120 frames. So the question is that if you have a monitor or a capable TV, then you could take advantage of that and stuff. So So that's good news and stuff. For Honor, I haven't played that game, but I think you mentioned you played that game, right, Mo? For Honor?
For Honor, I played it for a while. It had a good run in the beginning. I thought you were on it with us too. You didn't play it
No,
with us,
I
huh?
never played it. I downloaded it, but I never got a chance to play it. And that's the crazy part.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought. I think I didn't buy the game, but I played the demo or the beta version during that time, and I never got around to playing it and stuff. But they're doing the upgrade as well too. Um, they are doing 4K. It just like I said, it's an older game. It's not a new game, but it's great that you have developers that's going back into their old games and making enhancements for the new consoles. But they do a 4K. What do you say, Mo?
I said, yeah, I was agreeing.
Yeah. So what they're doing is they doing Xbox Series X S enhancement 4K on the Series X. So I guess it was I think it was probably running at 1080p during that time. And then they doing 1080p on the Xbox Series S, 60 frames per second on next gen console coming early December. Smart delivery from Xbox One version to the new game. PlayStation 5 is getting 4K PS5 60 frames per second on next gen console coming in early December, and then upgrades from PS4 to PS5 for free. Before I I kind of brushed through this, and this is kind of like another topic I kind of want to bring up. So when it said For Honor, and I'm looking at the Xbox Series S, and this is kind of like one of the topics I kind of wanted to talk about. They said 1080p on the Xbox Series S.
Go ahead and let it out.
So this is not the first time. This is not the first game too, and it is kind of like where I want to dive into it. Yeah. So,
are you frustrated much, or what?
Well, yeah, I don't think it's the capability. I really hope it's not the capability of the console, but 1080p on the Series S. That's I don't know. It's not adding up to me. It's just like the Yakuza game was running at it's not even 1080p. It's at 900p at 60 frames. So it's kind of like we're in 2020 and we had Xbox One X is capable of doing 4K at 60 on certain games. I'm not saying all games, but then you have the Xbox Series S. Certain games are struggling to produce 1440p at up to 120 frames per second. I'm just coming from the standpoint that some of these games should easily hit that with that console, and I don't know
but
why.
that's the thing that comes back with how much we don't know about our DNA 2 technology until tomorrow. Yeah, because the showcase is tomorrow. So hopefully we get a little bit more detail and maybe they explain why that's running like that in the Xbox. It'd be totally different from, of course, the graphics card that you want to put in your PC to Xbox, but maybe we'll have a little bit more understanding of why it's running that. It's the same thing. It's the same thing they always do, right? You got these cards that's in these consoles, and they're saying they all can do 8K. Nobody in their right mind is going to game anything on 8K on those consoles unless you have a 3090. Like just face the fact. So, they may just be promoting 1440p when in all seriousness, it probably just does 1080. Hopefully that's not the point because that shouldn't be the selling point. It should hit those numbers solidly. So, and then are there any? I don't think we've seen any reviews on the S, have we?
You know what? That's the funny part about it. They just started doing an unboxing, and I've seen some people are doing some preliminary, but it's not like a review of the Series S. It may be coming out this week or maybe early next week.
Well,
I
what I'm
mean,
saying is
we only a couple weeks.
no
We only,
YouTubers got a review product, have they? A fully working
no,
review product.
I didn't see a full blown review yet.
That should tell you
So
something right then and there. So, but like I said, hopefully that's
I'm
not
really
the case.
yeah, I'm really hoping it's not a console related. And I'm thinking it's just a development. Developers are doing this, but that's not the only two games that I just talked about. So there's another one, so Devil May Cry Special Edition. If people are really into Devil May Cry or not, so on their Twitter, I can't even say the word right now. On their Twitter account, Capcom development team. So here's the latest update. So if anybody's a Devil May Cry fan, I'm a Devil May Cry fan. I played all the Devil May Cry games, beat them, love them. Like I say, I love it, and I especially love Nero and stuff. That's one of my favorite characters and stuff in the game. Let me just talk about it. So this is what I'm reading right now from their Twitter account. So we're excited to bring Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition to Xbox Series X and S with the high frame rates up to 120 frames per second. Enhanced 3D audio, reduced loading time with the legendary Dark Knight difficulty. Turbo mode and playable Virgil on both consoles. If anybody's a Devil May Cry fan, Virgil is Dante's brother. And I'm not gonna say anything because I beat Devil May Cry 5, so I don't want to say spoilers. Let's just say play the game. If you play the game, you'll know exactly where I'm going with this. But yeah, he's Dante's brother. Okay, so fans playing with Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition on the Xbox Series X will also experience the game in 4K resolution with a DirectX ray tracing. Both consoles deliver amazing next generation speed and performance. And while we're just now scratching the surface of what they can do, our teams are eager to continue exploring the full capabilities of Xbox Series X and S in the future. While ray tracing will be available as a downloadable title update on the Xbox Series X, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition will not support ray tracing on the Xbox Series S. So this is where I kind of now. So these are 3 games so far. I think there's 4 games. So this kind of like 3 games that I can find right now. So, Microsoft is. I'm
This is not the time to be doing that. Not a week. What do we got left? 2 weeks before the console
2 weeks. We got 2 weeks.
So this is not the news you want to hear, especially for people that probably
people who pre-ordered the Xbox Series S. So
that's what I'm saying.
I'm like I said, I'm really I'll say this: the system should be more than capable of producing 1440p at 120 frames per second on that system based on their RDNA 2, the CPU and GPU, and they shouldn't have an issue. They shouldn't have no bottleneck issue. However, you have in 3 third-party developers that is not what the system should be capable of doing. So, Yakuza, I get it. Yakuza, I heard that game is a poorly optimized game, and I know that they may have some issues. Oh, now you just put me on the spotlight. I'm about to say, I thought you dropped off for a second. I was like, what is it? But but the Yakuza, I kind of understood that and stuff. But then you have, I'm reading Ubisoft at 1080p, 60 frames per second. I'm kind of like, I don't know. Maybe For Honor, you should be able to do 1440p, but actually you should be able to do 4K, which I kind of don't understand. And now you got Devil May Cry, which is ray tracing, and the Xbox Series S should have the capability of doing ray tracing. Like I said, I'm not saying anything bad about the console. I'm just throwing it out there and stuff. I'm just saying for people who are pre-order these consoles. I just don't want you to be upset and stuff like that, because this system should be more than capable of doing producing ray tracing at 1440p at higher frames at 120 up to 120 frames. But I'm just saying that I think the developers, as more and more games are developing these games for the system, and I just don't want you guys to be disappointed. I just throwing it out there. I'm just reading the article, and I just don't want you guys to be disappointed. I just want to give you guys the FYI.
The Series S, the system is going to be a good buy still for people who's looking for a budget option that can still get all the fundamental features that's in the Series X. So it's not down and out yet. I wouldn't count it out. It's a little disappointing when they mislead marketing and saying this is capable of 1440p 120 or just 1440p 60. I mean, everybody's going to see, because the games are capped at 30 last generation, and when you got to the Pro, the PlayStation Pro, and when you got to the what is it? I'm not pronouncing the Xbox One X. So I was getting ready to get it confused. Some games were able to push 4K 60, but not all. But a lot of people, I don't know. A lot of people don't play those games like that, depending on what everybody's flavor is. Now you're about to have consoles that can take advantage of 4K 60 everything. That's going to be the normal setting. Everybody has a 4K TV. All 4K TV basically run at 4K 60. You just need an HDMI 2.0 port, and I mean you're good to go. And 4K 60 is one of those things you don't have to pay attention to the specs and all that stuff. You can just plug and play. Doesn't really matter. Well, you gotta have a decent HDMI cable, but that's going to come with your console, so you don't have to worry about it. Just about if you bought a TV from now and 4 years ago, you should be able to just plug it up HDMI 2.0 and play the games at 4K 60 with these new consoles if you got the Series X or the PlayStation 5. Series S, on the other hand, I don't know how they're going to make that compatible with TVs, because I don't know if some TVs will allow you to scan down to 1440p 60 or 120.
Yeah.
Because when I had my Xbox plugged up to my gaming monitor, I was not able to pick the option of 1440p. It was either 1080 or it was 4K. So the developers have to put that option in there. So hopefully they do. Hopefully they put the option, because when you have a PC, you can just pick whatever resolution to whatever frame rate, and you're good to go.
Well, hold on. Yeah, so now we're gonna kind of jump into that topic. But here's the other game I forgot to tell you too. PUBG. So they just announced too that PUBG will run at 60 frames per second on the PS5 and Xbox Series X only. Now on the Series S, they're doing 30 frames per second. That's where I'm saying that now we got 4 games that the Series S is not.
Gee, that should be more than capable. That's an old game.
So I'm like I said, I'm throwing out these games that is going to be running at what they're saying in their announcements, and I'm just saying that people who did a pre-order on the Series S and stuff, I don't know. It's not looking too good for some of the for these 4 games that was just announced.
That's just Series S purchases, so that
that's the Series S purchases. Yeah. So
Series X, you're not gonna have all your problems. The console.
No, the Series X. No, you're not. You better not have a problem with the Series X. But when I was doing this analysis and like looking at some of these announcements. Now it's coming down to you got the Xbox One X that is discontinued, that had games that was capable of playing at 4K 60, and now you got the Series S that's supposed to do the same thing. It's supposed to be more powerful than the Xbox One X, but now you're getting these games that is coming out for the system that's not doing it. So I don't know. I think it could be just a learning curve or the development wise, but I know these developers are very smart. So like I said, I really hope it's not the system and stuff. My feeling is not, and maybe it's just like developers have to get used to the console, the Xbox Series.
They should be well over used to it. This thing has been in development for at least 3 years. That's no excuse. So
Yeah,
I
so
mean, but I can't
we'll
blame them though, because they have to still put their work towards the existing consoles. Because even though these
yeah,
new consoles are out, the old ones are not. So they still gotta. They kind of like got to do
and
double work.
yeah, and so that's what I'm kind of thinking too, because you got to optimize. Like I said, I don't know how easy it is, because I'm not a developer, but you are talking about the current consoles, and then you got the new consoles, and then you got PC too. So you got four. So you got the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro. You got the Xbox One, Xbox One X, and then you got Xbox Series X. Then you got the PlayStation 5, and then you got the PC. So you got so many consoles that you're trying to optimize for. So I can see where maybe developers are. I'm not saying they're cutting corners, but they only could do so much with the time span that they have. So who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe next year it will get better. They'll do the full capabilities of what the console is supposed to do. But at this time frame right now, people shouldn't get worried. And people shouldn't be worried. But I just wanted to just give you the FYI that these games are going to run at a lower resolution at a frame at a
Well, I
frame
mean,
rate that it
we don't
shouldn't be
have the
running.
we don't
So
have the S
that
anyway. We don't have the S anyway. So
no, we don't have the
uh,
S, but you got
it's
to.
not a it's not an old will thing, but
Yeah,
I
but
see the frustration.
yeah, because it's like you paying $300 for a console. I'm just thinking like a parent who is getting this console for the kids, or getting it from the self for the casual gamers and stuff, or even not and stuff like that. Some people, just like I said, I have a gaming monitor. You have a gaming monitor too. I have a 1440p that supposed to go up to 240 hertz, and it's just like if I just wanted to buy an Xbox Series S and say like, hey, I just want to go ahead and throw this in here, throw this in the office and stuff like that, and play some 1440p games at 120, 20 frames. Like I said, I should be able to do that and stuff. I don't get to use the full capabilities of what the monitor can do. So that's where like you get some of the frustrations on this and stuff. So I don't know. I just had to throw my 2 cents on there, but
Yeah. Well,
I'll go ahead.
no, I was going to ready to move on to the next subject because it gets frustrating when you make these promises and everybody make these purchases, and then all the real information starts coming in, and your hype about it starts dwindling, and you're trying to worry if you're wasting your money or not. I can only imagine how, especially for, I don't know, kids that have their parents buy this stuff, like you said, and they get home, they got all this stuff, they plug it up, and they're not getting what they paid for or what their parents paid for. And it's kind of like, like my parents, they don't know nothing about video games, and they'll be highly disappointed if they made, pay $300-400 for something that you don't get all the features that was promised. So, I just that's just how I feel about it, and especially it's such a people who probably specifically bought because a decent 1440p monitor instead of getting a big giant TV, and then you hear news like that, and it's like, man, what the heck? I could have just bought a 1080p monitor for even cheaper with 240 hertz or something.
Yeah,
So that's the part I feel bad about. People that were preparing. But
yeah,
I mean, what can you say? Now that's just those three games, right? So it's not going to be for everything. It's just upfront. Now they're trying to meet the. I really think it's demand. They're trying to meet with the demand of what's coming up this year. I'm pretty sure next year is going to be the year of them of us having patch updates, glitches. I'm talking about the whole next year. And then when 2022 kick around, the consoles are going to be solid. That's
yeah.
just, and then that's where you're going to start seeing probably the most 1440p content.
Yeah. So that kind of like brings me up to HDMI 2.1.
Did you give me the link
So
on that?
I think I did it. I probably did it. So people who like to be early adopters. Ha! Well, I'll let me take this back. Let me take that back. I'm not gonna say anything to the early adopters, but I will say this, like, because you could do whatever you want with your money, and that's all up to you. So there's a couple of videos, and even articles now that's saying that HDMI 2.1 is broken.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I forgot about
So,
that.
so people who have Sony TVs, Vizio TVs, even sometimes the Samsung TVs and the LG TVs, I think those are the manufacturers now that some of them have HDMI 2.1 capable TVs. You may be running into some issues. Da, da,
Like, what's
da.
funny? What's funny about this? So let me see if I can pull it up. You hear this?
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah, so yeah,
this is what sucks here. Broken until 2022. I don't know how serious that is, but
well, yeah, so if anybody I give a shout out to FOMO and stuff like that. Go to
yeah,
his YouTube page. This guy has did a thorough breakdown of what's going on and what the issue is with HDMI 2.1. So I like I said, I'm not gonna say everything on here because like I said, go ahead and look at this video. This guy goes from detail. I mean, this guy really did his homework and stuff. So let me just I'm just going to do the high level overview. So people who have, I'll start with LG and I'll kind of go into Vizio and Sony and so forth, and then I go for the AV receivers. So with LG, they claiming they have the 2.1, but they only had the bandwidth of 40 gigs, which is not really, that's not considered.
2.1, right?
Yeah, that's not considered HDMI 2.1. I don't care what anybody say. It's not HDMI 2.1. So the issue starts with their TV is that when Nvidia came out with a new 30 series graphics card, they people was having some real issues trying to do the 120 frames or 20 hertz from their HDMI 2.1. Now, NVIDIA has the full bandwidth of 48 gigabits for the HDMI 2.1, which is that's supposed to be the certified standard of it. But LG has some issues of connecting to their TV and stuff. Oh, Monk, you don't have to play the video and stuff like that. You could just have the regular background and stuff. I don't want
It's
to.
distracting.
Yeah, because it was throwing me off for just a second. But anyway, yeah. So the guy talked about uh LG, and then and I've been looking on AVS forum. You could take a look at it too. People was having some issues playing games, PC gaming on the LG TV where it wasn't showing where it wasn't really producing 120 frames. So LG already acknowledged it, and they went ahead and I think they came up with a firmware update. But the issue with that is that it may have fixed it temporarily, but for other issues that is happening with the HDMI 2.1 is that if you have FreeSync enabled, this is with the AMD FreeSync. So it's for people who's getting the next generation consoles, Series X and PS5. Um, you only have an option to toggle to and from if you want to do if you have FreeSync on, then people who want to watch like movies like Dolby Vision movies, you won't be able to watch it and stuff. You toggle that, so you have to go to the settings and take that off to watch Dolby Vision movies, and then if you want to start playing again, then you have to toggle FreeSync on, and you can play your games at 120 frames. But the issue with that is that it doesn't do it automatically. Automatically, you have to constantly toggling the settings, which could be very annoying. And then also too that people who have enabled the FreeSync or FreeSync for on the LG TVs, people are also reporting the elevated blacks. And what I mean by elevated blacks is showing like the blacks on these TVs. And I'm talking about OLED TVs. Even LCD TVs, yeah, I could say that LED TVs, they showing like instead of black, it show gray, and like the colors are like overblown on certain cases, and you have to redial your settings just to get the settings correctly. And LG already acknowledged that, and then they know of an issue with that, so they're supposed to come out with a firmware update with that.
Yeah.
That's LG issue. Now let's go into Sony. Sony just came out with their firmware update that's supposed to enable the HDMI 2.1 feature at 4K 120, 4K 120 on their 900 series, and then a more expensive version, the Z8H. Now the issue with that is that you only could pick one or two options. So if you're gaming, you can only play. If you're gaming, you can't enable the Dolby Vision settings. So you only could do 4K 120, but you can't do the HDR features or of Dolby Vision or the HDR10. You only could do 4K 120. So the HDR doesn't work and stuff. They said they're supposed to come out with a firmware update to fix that, but I don't think that's going to work because when it comes to that comes to the HDMI, it's like those signals doesn't work correctly. So people are complaining about that issue.
It's ridiculous, man. You know what? It goes back to what I said earlier. You come up with a new technology. You say it can do this. You say it can do that. You promote it that way. You market it that way. But it's really only going to do something else until you buy it and they push it to that point. So if the technology is capable, it can do it. It's in there. For an example, 8K on the new consoles. But nobody's going to go out and buy an 8K TV for the consoles. That's just not happening. Secondly, developers have to optimize that game for 8K, probably 25 frames or 30 frames.
Yeah.
If you do anything of that nature, which games are still playable, but if you go under 30, games are horrible. But that goes back to what I'm saying. Hey, here's HDMI 2.1. This TV has it, but it's only 40 gigabyte. But it has HDMI 2.1, or this has HDMI 2.1 and it has the 48 gigs. But if you want to plug it to a receiver that takes in 2.1 but pushes out 2.0,
that's not gonna work. So so that's kind of like where I was going to get to first. So let's talk about Vizio. So Vizio is supposed to claim HDMI 2.1 and it's supposed to do the same thing as LG, but people are saying that feature you can't even enable the 4K 120 at all. So this Vizio said they're supposed to come out with a firmware update. Who knows when that's going to happen? Now for the receivers. Now, people who bought the new receivers this year that says supposed to claim the HDMI 2.1, they're not going to work for people who's playing 4K 120 at all. And the reason being, and that's kind of like the video that Mo was showing earlier, is that so it pretty much comes to the bottom line is that they haven't tested next generation consoles, or they didn't have a good communication as in trying to figure out what they're doing as in the implementation of HDMI 2.1. So the gist of it, that the receivers are taking in signals that are compressed signal, and the consoles, the latest consoles are doing uncompressed signal. So they're doing uncompressed, and then certain TVs are doing uncompressed. So the issue is that if the TV is connected to a console, they're not going to have an issue per se at 100 playing 4K 120. But the issue is that if they connect their TV to the AV receiver and then the AV receiver to the console, you won't be able to play at 4K 120. Is because the signal that's being sent from AV receiver to the TV is not communicating. You have to have the same communication that's going all around. If you have a different communication, it's not going to work. And so the issue is people who bought receivers that's claiming that it's supposed to be HDMI 2.1, they won't be able to take the full capability of the 4K 120 if they're trying to game it at 4K 120. So people who are early adopters are kind of like at the mercy of them, because they're at the mercy.
That's why we've been saying just about every podcast, do not You see all this stuff and what they're promoting. Do not impulse buy and go out there and buy the latest and greatest when it's not fully unified and fully out there with us. Same thing with 1080p going. Oh, no, I'm sorry, from analog going to 1080p. You buy all this content. There's no content on it. Or from 1080p to 4K. When everybody first bought 4K TV, it's 4K. But there's no content. Same with the 8K. Same with if you want us to be honest, it's gonna be the same thing with the consoles. It's just that we're hardcore gamers. We want to buy it anyway. And some people are buying TV and stuff just because of that, because they can do it and they're enthusiasts for it. But what happens is you hype up everybody else that don't have it like that, and they go out and make a purchase like that, and they get highly disappointed. You know, when they get the stuff and they buy it and they be like, "Oh man, this is 4K." But then you come over to your house and you look at it and you tell them like, "This ain't 4K. This is 4K is not even out yet, or 8K is not even out yet." And then they feel bad. And then 3 years down the line, your TV is played out, but it can still do 8K. But then they got something better, down the line. So, that. That's just me.
So, I feel bad. Like I said, I feel bad for people who are early adopters. It's just the thing is that you at the mercy of these manufacturers saying that they're going to do a firmware update, and to me, I don't think it's going to be a firmware update to really fix it. I think it's a chip issue, and so that's why I say wait. But if you have to get a TV today, then I mean, by all means, do it. But just know that you're not considered future proof and stuff, because none of these TVs are future proof because they claim it.
Well, there's different levels of future proof, right? I wouldn't future proof for TV. I'll tell you that now. I don't think that's smart.
Yeah, because the reason why I'm saying that right now is because none of the manufacturers has really tested these new because the only systems that are doing 4K 120 is the PC, the GPUs, the new GPUs, Nvidia and the AMD is going to be doing it, and then PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and Series S those are the only consoles that's supposed to be Series X, not Series S, but Series that's supposed to be capable at 4K 120. So it's like these manufacturers haven't had the time to really test that because they didn't have the units to test. So they going off of what they thought is going to be. And when you think
now that's our thing now.
And when you think and you kind of like just send it out there and thinking like everything is going to be all as well and stuff, and then you find out that a different company is doing stuff is different from what you implemented, then there's going to be a lot of issues. And then you got customers calling and saying like, what the hell is going on? It's like, why claiming that you're supposed to be doing this, but now I'm not doing this and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, for you to save the headache, I say just wait the next year and stuff, or the year after. But if you have to get a TV today, by all means, go ahead and buy the TV. But just know that you're not considered future proof to handle the full capabilities of the consoles, because it's kind of like this is the first year manufacturers are really understanding what they need to do to implement and stuff. So that's why I just had to get on my little soapbox and stuff.
Well, let's move on to the next subject, and that is all of the unboxings everywhere, the PS5 and the Xbox. So Max was upset earlier because everybody's doing an unboxing that we want to do. It's kind of ruined for us, right? Did you freeze?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm still going to be doing an unboxing, but I'm probably going to do something a little bit different and stuff. So
Same here. I'm not going to do a complete unboxing. I promise I would on a live stream and do it, but there's, I'm not going to say hundreds of videos out there now. I mean, we're not big time YouTubers, so we don't get these things the way they do. So I guess that my video that I would create, I told Max earlier, I'll just do my first impressions on it. I don't know if I'm going to edit it, if I'm going to do a live one. So that's just what I think I'm going to do. And I may just do edit it so I can do more. There's only so much I can do on a live stream. But I was really looking forward to doing my unboxing live, to my audience and have them see what was going on and see what it's like. So I don't know. What about you, Max? What are you doing different?
Uh, not gonna tell you, but no, I think I got some ideas of what I'm gonna do and stuff. But yeah, it's like if you're not really high up there as a news publication or influencer, YouTuber, or whatever the case, yeah, because
Yeah, like this guy.
yeah, like
He's the
Marcus,
man.
yeah, but yeah, like I said, they all doing an unboxing. I'm going to do an unboxing. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like hands on, and show you guys because, like I said, Sony didn't send me a PlayStation. I actually had to pre-order it. So yeah, I don't have.
Welcome to the real world, right?
So I'll
I
show
mean,
you
but
guys what I get on day one. Hopefully, it comes in on day one. It's supposed
yeah.
to, but yeah. I like I said, I'll show you guys then, and I'll do a video and I'll show you some other things like turn it on and what it looks like and go from there. So yeah, I can say stay tuned.
I mean, I like what I see though, especially with the PlayStation. We finally get to see, the full unboxing of it, and I do like the whole texture grip that they got.
Yeah,
From what I think that's cool that you're having a machine, you know, at a little point, put all those X's, squares, triangles, and circles on there. I,
yeah,
I, I just think that's awesome. Um, a lot of them really can't show what it does in game because for embargo or whatever. But I mean, just by looking at this thing, I think this is going to be pretty cool. Hopefully, I don't spoil it for you guys. You guys looking at it, but it's out there. I mean, look at it. It already has 4 million views, so I don't know who I'm spoiling.
yeah. So we'll see and stuff. So yeah, shout out to Marcus for that video and stuff. So yeah, we'll see and stuff when it um comes to our unboxing and stuff. But yeah, other than that, no, I don't have any.
Well, last one. We got to talk about this for a short, maybe about 1 minute, and
Yeah,
that is Cyberpunk being delayed again.
yeah, yeah,
So there you guys go.
yeah. So remember Cyberpunk
For
fan.
another 21 days.
So like I said, whatever they need to do to make a great game, take as long as you want to and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
For their case, like I said, it's hard coming out with a game like this, especially trying to um, work on just like what I mentioned, current consoles, new consoles, PCs, and stuff. Is kind of like it's really hard to do. So, like I said, if
I
they
mean,
need to take more time, by all means, let them take more time.
what this
What'd you
tells
say?
me here is that they're really optimizing this for next gen consoles, especially because it's coming out after. So whatever tweaks and stuff that they need to do, go ahead and do it. I mean, we don't even have the consoles right now anyway. So do what you have to do.
Yeah,
I'm not complaining.
yeah,
I was complaining with
yeah. So
Halo. I'm gonna talk about Halo every episode. So
yeah,
I was
yeah,
really
it's a
looking
little bit
forward to
different.
that game.
So yeah, so we'll see and stuff. So yeah, like I said, take your time, do what you need to do as long as you make a good game. I'm good with that. So take as long as you need to. But
All
all
right,
right then.
guys.
That's the end of it and stuff. Sorry
Yeah.
for the technical difficulties. I
Hopefully
know
we
we
have to figure out. Tell us what you like. We like this software. We still have Streamlabs OBS and OBS Studio, and our friends from UK allow us to see what this site was all about. And as you can see throughout the stream, I've been playing with it. So uh, depending on what me and Max decide, we'll get rid of this watermark. We'll put our own overlay on here and stuff like that, and get this all if we decide to go this route. But we'll see what happens with this. Also, we got new videos out. Max has a what's your new video? Your Xbox?
yeah, saying goodbye to my Xbox One X. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So you get to see Max crying in his vlog style type of turning his Xbox in. So subscribe to his page. I also developed one where I got rid of my PlayStation Pro. So check me out on Moldog Gaming. We got a lot of other stuff coming. A lot of content to do. We're excited for new consoles. So and just come kick it with us. We have a Discord. Come join us. Community replay. Max will label everything in the description because we only streamed the Max as YouTube this time because we had technical difficulties earlier. But next week we'll be back up and running. I hate that this happened, but I don't want to get into it.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Hope everyone have a good one. All right.
Yep. See ya.
All right. Bye.